ATRS. She's been hanging out with Juan Valdez in the coffee fields. Kat Neville from Feast Magazine. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. And I was in El Salvador, not in Colombia.
Aha.
Aha.
And
I was there with the good folks from Caldi's. And I was down there shooting for Feast TV. And we went to, I don't know if you're familiar with the way that Caldi's sources coffee, but they go directly to the farmers. And so they have a direct trade relationship, and so when they go down, they cup on the farm and they pick out what they're going to bring back here to St. Louis. And so I got a chance to go with them. It was great.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. Now, I didn't know there was a difference between Colombian coffee beans and El Salvador coffee beans.
Well, there are a number of different varieties of coffee beans, and so it's just like any other agricultural product. Where it's grown impacts the flavor. So if you think about wine, for example, that you can take, say, a Cabernet Sauvignon grape, and you can plant it in different spots and get a different flavor result. It's
right.
The same way with coffee. And so we tried, we probably tried 10 different coffee varieties when we were there. And it's the height of the harvest season. It's right in the middle of the harvest season. So we were out in the fields with all of the ripe cherries on the coffee trees. So coffee is the seed, it's the bean inside of a fruit, and so it's just a really, really cool process.
Did it smell really good?
It did, and it doesn't smell like roasted coffee. So again, it's a fruit. So when you're out in the fields, it has this almost floral, very heady aroma, and then once the cherries are picked and then they're brought in to be washed and processed, the aroma in the drying patios, because they're all dried in the sun before they're then taken through a process that removes the parchment on the outer hull of the seed, and then they're bagged. But when you're on that drying patio, it's an aroma that it's really difficult to describe. It's almost acidic, and again, still very floral, and it's an amazing agricultural product that I honestly had no clue, just the depth of what went into producing coffee. And so that's going to be a full episode in the next season of Feast TV, the full half hour.
How different does coffee
really cool.
taste in El Salvador? How different is it from when you just get it from a local coffee shop?
Well, it's the same because it's Caldi's. That's where they go.
Well, I know, but if you're right there.
Yeah. So what you do, so Caldi's, first off, they source from 9 different countries. So they're going to Africa, they're going to Central and South America to source. But when you're there on the farm, what they do is they take the green coffee beans and they roast them in a micro roaster, and then they'll immediately grind them. So the fresher the coffee, the better. Mm-hmm. And so you're drinking it, you're tasting it like right at the source. So it really, the flavors are just bright and light, and you can't get coffee better than when you're there on the farm, because it is incredibly fresh.
Bet you were bouncing off the walls with all that caffeine you were drinking.
Yeah, it was good. I love caffeine.
All right, so anything else you have for us today? Well, we want to check in with you. We missed you. We want to check in with you. Anything else you got going on?
I do. Well, I missed you too. And I've got 2 places that actually Mabel Soon reported for us, and I want to go ahead and pass along these to you because they are so fun. They're up on feastmagazine.com. They're 2 places that will kind of get you into new spaces, essentially. The first one is the Cabin at Judy Creek, and this is in Glen Carbon, Illinois.
Okay.
It is very cute. It used to be the Judy Inn space, and it only has about 40 seats. There is a barbecue pit out back, and there is a bunch of cold beer on tap. There are 10 different taps, and the food is just really fun American fare. So, for example, they have like bacon fat popcorn. They have nachos with house-smoked chicken or pork and caramelized onion, barbecue sauce, jalapenos. They have all these different types of grilled cheese, and they have the owner is Justin Pickering, and so they have picked smoked tri-tip, where he takes that tri-tip and he smokes it for 6 hours and then puts it on a panini with blue cheese and horseradish. And he has another one that's pulled pork that's been smoked for 12 hours with barbecue sauce and cheddar and slaw. There's a whole bunch of like fun kind of broiled hoagie pizzas and some fun desserts. And it's just, if you're looking for a road trip and just somewhere to kind of like destination head out and explore, I think this would be a really fun place to go. So it's the Cabin at Judy Creek, and it's 3730 South State Route 157 in Glen Carbon, Illinois. And you guys know that's my kind of spot, because I always love heading out into the middle of nowhere.
The Cabin at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon. What's number 2? Quickly.
Number 2 is the Helium Comedy Club. It's across the street from you guys in the Galleria. It's a new comedy club that does serve food, and they also have a separate restaurant, and the restaurant is called Elements, plural, Sustenance and Spirits, and they have just, good old American fare like, strip steaks and all, sandwiches, and let's see, what else do they have? They have shrimp linguine, burgers, niçoise salad. They have a grilled salmon with soy. It's a 50-seat public dining area, and it's just this really dramatic interior with these big murals. And so it's in the old Black Fin space in the Galleria.
Yeah.
And again, it's a comedy club. So you can go and just have dinner, or you can go into the comedy club and you can also order off the menu in there. And it's just really fun that that's a new addition to the Galleria. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that as well.
You got a Helium Comedy Club at the Galleria, and then the Cabin at Judy Creek, Glen Carbon. And we're not going to have to worry about the Feast TV since we already have it DVR'd, and it shows up on my system
I did DVR
whenever
the
it
last
comes
one.
up. So we'll look forward for your trip down to El Salvador. Have a safe trip home, Kat. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks. I look forward to it.
You
Bye,
got
Kat.
it. 8:47 here, Big 550 KTRS. Have I told you? Have you added up how much it costs you to shave your face on a monthly basis?